What's up, everybody? Noah Kaser back here for another episode of Noah Kaser Live. Let's get right into it. We're going to be talking about Adam Driver, fan casted as Snape. How is that going to work out? Nicholas Winding Refn wants to do a Batgirl movie. We did hear about that back in like 2016. It's coming back after the shelved version and the canned version that Warner Brothers did. So, Brutalist director wants to talk about the 3.5-hour runtime, how we should stop talking about it, how it's compared to a 700-page book being compared to a 100-page book, how that makes no sense. Knives Out 3 has a stupid high budget. Should it go to theaters because of the $210 million budget? The Nightbitch trailer reaction. August movies ranked. The fall movie preview, as well as reviews for Out Come the Wolves, The Good Half, Head Over Heels, and The Heiress and The Handyman, as well as Release Rewind, box office results, and of course, the Netflix Top 10 and what's releasing this week in theaters and on streaming. So first up, we're going to be talking about the first topic, which is going to be Adam Driver has been fan casted as Snape. So this has been talked about for a little bit, but it's becoming a bit more real now. What do I mean by that? Well, fan casting has been happening for many months now about who should be this character. Well, now it's looking like Adam Driver is the number one choice for fans to play Professor Snape. But will it happen? They want him in the brand new Harry Potter series. So fans are campaigning for Adam Driver to take on the role of Severus Snape in the upcoming HBO Harry Potter series, a reboot that has already generated significant buzz. The morally ambiguous, is he a villain? Snape is one of the most polarizing in the wizarding world. He was played to cold and dark perfection by the late and great Alan Rickman in the Harry Potter movies, leaving big shoes to fill in the show. Adam Driver is one of Hollywood's most respected actors, and he got his start on another HBO show, the controversial Girls. From there, Driver's career has exploded. From acclaimed films, with acclaimed roles in Noah Baumbach's films, Marriage Story, as well as While We're Young. He's also been in Star Wars as Kylo Ren, and of course, the very, very polarizing film that nobody even thinks about anymore that he was fantastic in with Lady Gaga called House of Gucci. So now it looks like he is the one and only person that they wanted. He's not confirmed despite the fans' pleas. He seems like the perfect person to play him. I know Alan Rickman is perfect as Snape, but there was a person to succeed him. It would be Adam Driver. Fans cite Driver's impressive performances as Kylo Ren in Star Wars and his intense portrayals like in films Marriage Story as reasons he would excel as Snape. Many believe that Adam Driver's brooding demeanor and commanding presence align well with the dark character, multifaceted nature. However, despite the strong fan support, it remains crucial to remember that no official confirmation has been provided, leaving Driver's potential role up in the air, purely a fan casting pipe dream at this point. So, this is said by one Reddit user. He seems like the perfect person to play him. I know Alan Rickman is the perfect Snape, but there was ever a person to succeed him, it would be Adam Driver. So, it's fueling fan speculation. Why do they want him to do this? Well, here's what we could do. We can think about this for a minute. How big are the budgets going to be for these episodes? Is it going to be like a House of the Dragon or a Game of Thrones where it's literally hundreds, tens, millions of dollars in this? Because if so, how big of a role is Snape actually going to play in each season? Does he want to give his time to 7 years? 7 years. Each season is going to be based off of one book. Can he do that? Can we get that fan response? Can we get Adam Driver to agree to 7 full seasons as one character? That's going to take months off of his schedule. And then he can do films like a Megalopolis. He can do a Marriage Story, because I'm pretty sure those don't take 6, 7, 8 months to film like a Star Wars movie does with this and reshoots and everything else. Adam Driver's the perfect one to play Snape, I think, but then again, look at what we've had. We've had a lot of people go, yeah, he's perfect, They announced the actual casting. Can they afford him? Potentially. It's HBO. It's HBO. You want to get the best in the world? Awesome. Who do they cast as Harry, Ron, and Hermione? Who do they cast as Dumbledore? Who do they cast as Professor McGonagall? Who do we cast as Neville? Do we get cameos of the original cast? Can we get a fan casting going for Tom Felton as Lucius Malfoy? Can we get that? Who do we cast as Hagrid? That's what I'm more concerned about. But Snape is a very interesting character. He's very deep. He's dark. He's a very convoluted character as well. A lot goes on between 1 and 7. The Sorcerer's Stone or the Philosopher's Stone over in the UK, as well as the Deathly Hallows. So, to get from there to there, does Adam Driver want to do 7 years of his career as Professor Snape? Of course he wants to work, but does he want to take as much time as he needs to potentially get all of this done? I don't know. Would I like to see him as Professor Snape? I would. I really, really would. I think it's a very, very interesting thing. So, what do you think about this? Do you want to see Adam Driver as Professor Severus Snape? Do you think he wants to give all of his roles? Do you think he wants to give up 7 years of his acting career to potentially be in a subpar series? We don't know if the series is going to be good. We'll see. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below and let me know your thoughts. So we're going to go into the comments because we have quite a few already. So going up here, we have Sav saying hello. Welcome in, Sav. It's awesome to see you. We have Lizzie. Yes, welcome in, Lizzie. It's awesome to see you. Sav also says he was also in 65. See, I like that movie. I like 65. It's a really good movie. I think it's fun. It got too much hate. It's a mindless dinosaur sci-fi alien type of film. I enjoy that. I mean, I could sit down and rewatch that this weekend. It's that good. It's that entertaining. From Lizzie, she says, I'm so excited. I hope he's the new Snape. So do I. Here's the thing. Who do we get as the other characters? Because you have to keep those budgets low. But can they afford him for 7 years? Is he willing to sign a 3-year deal? If things fall through, who do you recast as Snape? I don't know. But Snape isn't going to be the main focus. He's a major part of it once you get to the later seasons. But I'm hoping we get that. Lizzie also says, oh my god, if Daniel played Harry's dad. That's not bad thinking. That could be a potential thing. We could get a cameo. What if Harry... Yeah, see? What if Daniel plays Harry's dad? That's very smart. I think that's smart. I think that can be used. They can't afford him. Can fans take it? Potentially. If they look at it as a retelling of just the books and not the actual movies that cut out a lot from the actual books, we'll see. Sav says, I agree. I think he can pull it off. He definitely can. He's a great actor, one of the best in the business. I think he should have won for Marriage Story, in all honesty. That's one of his best performances. It's a heartbreaking tale about a marriage crumbling, but him and Scarlett Johansson do a fantastic job. They make you laugh. They make you cry. It's an amazing film. My good buddy Luke. What's up, Luke? Great to see you. Check out Mike Reviews and Analysis after this stream. They will be going live. It'll be Mike, Gavin, Cam, and Luke, maybe Toby, going live to watch, to do a watch along for Jason X. I'm sorry I can't make it. I'm doing the show, but it's awesome. It's awesome they're doing that. I like 65 as well. See, great film, very, very fun film. Michael says, "Ooh, what's up? No, what's up, Michael? I know you're getting ready to watch NXT. You and I both did skip. We skipped the pay-per-view. We did not skip Raw. Raw was very entertaining. We got a lot of new developments with it. They're furthering plot lines. They're furthering storylines. They're furthering match types. I like what they're doing with Monday Night Raw. Can NXT and SmackDown do the thing? Or do the same thing? We will see. Oh, he says he skipped Raw. It's a very decent show. It's way better than the Go Home show that they did last week. So, going into the second topic, this one just kind of broke. And this is Nicholas Winding Refn wants to do a Batgirl movie, so we've heard about this before. We have heard about this this director wanting to do this before. So, looking at what he says here, this is coming from CinemaBlend. One director just revived his interest in directing a Batgirl movie, but I think he'd be a great fit for James Gunn's DCEU. So, coming down here, following the scrapped Batgirl movie, fans are wondering if/when that hero will join the developing DCU. Danish filmmaker Nicholas Winding Refn previously expressed interest in directing a Batgirl flick, saying, "You know the one I want to do? I want to make Batgirl," to the Business Insider back in 2016. He was recently asked about the possibility by The Hollywood Reporter, and he got real by saying, "Well, let me put it like this. Sometimes the idea is more interesting than the reality. Sitting around the table talking about remaking Logan's Run is probably more fun than remaking it or Barbarella, for that matter. But I think I never turned down anything. I just had meetings with everyone, but never really materialized. None of these projects become a reality, but the illusion is always more exciting than the actual bones of it. And at the end of the day, I've always found if I can make my own projects that define myself, that is more satisfying. But that's maybe because I haven't found the right project. I mean, sure, I'll make Batwoman or Batgirl, whatever it's called, if it came to me. So, can this work? Can it happen? We'll just have to see. This is coming from CinemaBlend, a pretty decent source. Personally, I think Nicholas Winding Refn would be a killer choice to bring a live-action Batgirl movie to life. He's got plenty of experience with genre work in all franchises, thanks to the Punisher trilogy. And acclaimed projects like Drive. Fantastic film. If you haven't seen Drive, check it out. So why not get him in Gotham City with Barbara Gordon? I think that's a very interesting thing here. Because can we get a Batgirl movie now? Get Nicholas Winding Refn behind the camera? Get him involved with the script? Get him involved with the overall cinematography and all the direction he did, specifically with Drive? Get dark. Get rated R. Get deep. That's what you want. Do you need to go R? No. I think it would benefit from being an R-rated movie. Not just because there's blood and guts and gore and boobies and sex and cussing. No. For Batgirl, you might need to get a little bit darker. Look what we did with Batman. The Batman was very, very dark. That should have been rated R. That was very dark stuff. I think that this is a very interesting topic. Can we see Nicholas Winding Refn do it? Do you want to see Nicholas Winding Refn do a Batgirl movie? Do you like his films like Drive? Overall, I think it's a very interesting topic. I wanted to bring this up. No one else is talking about this. I think it might get some leverage once we get into tomorrow's news topics on other shows. And in the other pages of the Hollywood industry, like a Hollywood Reporter, a Deadline, or a Slash Film. But let me know your thoughts. Do you want to see Nicholas Winding Refn tackle Batgirl? Do you want to see a Batgirl movie that dark and twisted? Let me know your thoughts down below and let me know your thoughts. We're going to go into the comment section very, very quickly. And it says here, let's get back up here. Come on. My comment section is stuck. Hello? 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 Here we go. I watched Longlegs. I didn't really like it. See, now that's a very big hot take. That's a very big hot take. Gavin, one of my good buddies, loves that film. I think it's his favorite film of the year thus far. It's either that or Dune Part 2. I think he said in the group chat that it's going to be. It's going to be his favorite film because he's now on his 7th rewatch. And he's probably going to rewatch it 1 or 2 more times by the end of the week, if I had to guess. Michael says, did you see this? I know. I didn't see the trailer for The Substance with Demi Moore. That film was going to be crazy. I'm going to have to watch that after the stream. Because I was going to do a couple more trailer reactions. But, we'll just see what happens. I thought the Batgirl film was canceled. See, yes. The version that they made, that Warner Brothers made, they canned it because people who saw it The film wasn't technically done. So what they saw, they said it was unwatchable. The majority of the film they saw was pretty much done. The CGI was done. The script was done. The acting was done. They just had some minor visual effects to do. And they canned it because people who saw it said it was virtually unwatchable. So this would be a completely different type of story. This would be in the James Gunn verse. I think that's what you do with this. I think you stick this in James Gunn's hands, give Nicholas Winding Refn the Batgirl film. I think that's what you do. Very interesting topic. But yes, that the Warner Brothers version of Batgirl that was canceled, it's not going to see the light of day unless maybe Tubi picks it up or a hacker somehow gets in there, which that's pirating. I don't support that. I think that's stupid that some people have to do that, but fine. Another comment from Sav says, I found Longlegs really slow and boring. I found it really hard to get into. I kept looking at my watch. Okay. That's a very good take. I haven't seen it yet. I'm interested, but I'm looking forward to seeing what I think. But I do really want to know your thoughts. Lizzie says, if Batgirl turns out to be anything like Supergirl. Yeah. Yes, I want to see I want to see Batgirl too. I like Batgirl. Very good character. We've seen her done right in certain things. Can this one turn out the same way? We'll just have to see. Gavin will be watching it. Yep. 30 times by the end of the year. Wouldn't doubt that. I already got my ticket for The Substance. That's awesome. I'll have to watch the trailer. I know it's getting a lot of buzz. I think it's playing at TIFF, maybe. It's playing at TIFF. It might be playing at Venice, potentially. Lizzie also says, as long as Batgirl is going to be different and dark, I think it could be good. I think it can be good along with the hands of Nicholas Winding Refn. So the last comment for this thing, it says, I saw the original the original Terminator last night. I saw the original Terminator last night at my local Elmo Draft House. That's why I missed Raw. The film was great on the big screen. I haven't seen it on the big screen. I've seen the film once and I thought it was good. It's a very good film. I think it's a little bit overhyped. Just like I think that Terminator 2 is about an hour too long. Very good film, just an hour too long. One more comment. When you see Longlegs, we can talk about it. Yes, when I see Longlegs, it comes to Blu-ray next Tuesday. So when it comes to Blu-ray next Tuesday, I'll potentially rent it if it's down to $5.99, and then I'll talk about it on that Tuesday's show. So going into the next topic, we're going to be talking about Brutalist director talks 3.5-hour runtime. This is very, very interesting because there's a new film called The Brutalist, and The Brutalist is a 3.5-hour period piece that premiered at the Venice Film Festival. So this is coming from Brady Corbett. Brady Corbett says, it's there's discourse around the film's runtime is quite silly as it premieres with a 215-minute runtime. The Brutalist, we should be past that. It's 2024, he says. I think that's awful wording, and I'm going to get into why. But this is coming at it. It says that he is shrugging off the discourse of the film's runtime being too long. The film does everything that we are told we are not allowed to do, the director said during the Brutalist press conference. I think it's quite silly, and it jumps. I think it's quite, let's try it one more time. I think it's quite silly, actually, to have a conversation about runtime because that's like criticizing a book for being 700 pages instead of 100 pages. He continued that for him, it's more about how much story there is to tell. That's a good point. But maybe the next thing I make will be 45 minutes, and I should be allowed to do that. We should all be allowed to do that. The idea we have to fit into a box is quite silly, he said. We should be past that. It's 2025. As Harmony Korine once said, cinema is stuck in the birth canal, And I agree with them. So we should help it out. Here's the thing. This is one where I think there's how to say this. Some films do need to be. They do need to be 3.5 hours. They really do, and you don't feel the runtime. Look at something like The Godfather, right? The Godfather. That's almost 3 hours and 20 minutes. Fantastic film. Titanic, 3 hours, 14 minutes. Perfect example. Killers of the Flower Moon, 3.5 hours, 3 hours and 26 minutes. I didn't feel that runtime in theaters. I didn't. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I cannot wait to see it again because I do have it on digital. Criterion Collection, please put it out on Blu-ray. I'm praying. Criterion Collection, please pick it up along with Coda. Thank you. So what he says about the books, 700-page book to 100-page book, that's irrelevant because I'm going to tell you why that's bullshit. 700-page book? Yeah. Why is it 700 pages? There's more detail that goes into a book. In the movies, you don't go, and now he turns the corner. He walks into the room. It's on the page, but you don't read that out loud. That's not in dialogue. It's not in the fucking dialogue. So with this, it's all story-driven dialogue, but with a movie like this, it's all score, it's setting, it's acting, and I've heard that this film is fantastic, but people complaining about 3.5 hours, I'm sorry, how many people in this live chat will go to a film to see a 3.5 hour film in theaters? Besides me, right? Besides me. Because I went to go and see Oppenheimer at 3 hours. I went to go and see Killers of the Flower Moon at 3.5 hours. My theater will not get The Brutalist. It's not a film that's going to do well in my theater, in my town. If I had the opportunity, I would definitely go and see The Brutalist. Comparing it to a 700-page book to a 100-page book, that's bullshit. Because you don't compare it. What you do then is you go, okay, let's look at something like Killers of the Flower Moon or Titanic. People didn't really complain about those. You didn't hear about that. But it also limits how many times you can play it in theaters. If your film is 3.5 hours, you can't play that film 7 times in one day unless you're like a Marvel film or an Oppenheimer where you're a big-time release. This is going to be a big-time release. Hate to say it, it's not. I want it to be. It's just not. But then what he says is very interesting too. So in the article with Variety, he said, maybe the next thing I do will be 45 minutes. The next thing he makes maybe 45 minutes, and he should be allowed to do that. He is allowed to do that. We should be allowed to do that, yes. But how much story is there to tell? That's what he says. How much story there is to tell is what matters to him. I get that. But you can't say that the definitive runtime of your film for the audience is 3.5 hours until we see what the audience thinks. I've heard it's a bit slow. A bit slower. But at 3.5 hours, it's going to be slow. We know that going in. But what the Brutalist director said is rubbing people the wrong way. It's not the runtime that bothers us. It's what you do at that runtime. It's being said it's a masterpiece. I've heard the word masterpiece thrown about. I've saw a couple reviews. This is very interesting because this is a film that can potentially be an Oscar player. This could be a Best Picture winner. This could be a Best Actor winner. This could be a Best Score. Maybe even a Best Screenplay if it's done right. Maybe Best Costumes, Production Design. We'll just have to see. But let me know your thoughts. Do you think that he's right about going into a 3.5 hour film? Do you think he's right that he should be allowed? Yes, he should be allowed. Comparing it to a 700-page book and a 100-page book, I think that's complete bullshit. I think you're just digging for something there that's not even there. But let me know your thoughts below. What do you think about the Brutalist? About the Brutalist director's thoughts on the runtime controversy. But there's that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. We're gonna go into the comments next, and it says here, coming up here. Oh, I skipped them. Lizzie says, honestly though, I think that while the audience should have a responsibility to give time to give a movie a chance, the same vein the writers and directors also have a responsibility to entertain. See? Exactly. Sav says, I found the 4 Alien film box set on VHS for £1, $1.33 American. I now have them on DVD, Blu-ray, and now VHS. That's awesome. I saw a VCR myself, and I like collecting them. I just don't get out to buy them very often. Here we go. I don't mind a long movie as long as it's enjoyable. That's what I want. As long as it's enjoyable, if it's a good film, then it works. Michael says that Gavin got Borderlands. I told him to watch it 30 times like a long legs. It's asking a lot to say, hey, sit in a dark room for 3.5 hours. If you waste that time, it'll be a terrible movie regardless. See? Now, would you want to sit down and watch a 3.5 hour movie in theaters? There's not very many people that were in my theater for Killers of the Flower Moon. Sure. You had Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, Lily Gladstone. You had this, you had this, you had this, you had this, you had this against it. Well, for it. It's 3.5 hours. My theater only played it 2 times a day. Two. I went to the 1 o'clock showing on a Sunday, and the next screening was 6:45. But I think you got a point there. Would you want to sit down in a dark room and for 3.5 hours and pay $15-20 total to go and see a movie? I worked at the cinema when Titanic came out. What was that like? What was that like? How crazy were the lines? How many people saw it? A 3.5 hour runtime needs to keep my attention all the way through. Bad enough. Bad enough. We got to see through Raw every Monday for 3 hours. Yep. We have to sit through it. Yep. We have to sit through it for 3 hours. And you really start to feel that runtime too. If the show's not good, it is. Sav says it was crazy because I'm sure people were in the theater all the time. I mean, a person that I know worked at my local theater from the old owners when Titanic came out. And he wasn't married yet. He was dating a girl, and he went multiple times because she wanted to see it. And I've heard multiple people say they went multiple times to see it because their mom, their dad, their grandma, their girlfriends, their sisters, everybody just wanted to go and see it. Everybody wanted to go and see Titanic in theaters. But with that, we're going to move into the next topic, and that is going to be there's a new Netflix movie coming out next year, and it's a sequel to Knives Out. So we got the budget revealed for Knives Out 3. So the Knives Out 3 budget is way too high. Let's take a look at this because we're going to look at this 2 different ways. Firstly, this is coming to us, if I can get it here, this is coming to us from Screen Rant. Knives Out 3's budget is reportedly revealed, and it's way bigger than the 2 previous films. Looking down here, Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery is the title of the film. If it can stop moving, that'd be freaking amazing. Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery reportedly has a larger budget than the previous films. The first Knives Out film garnered critical acclaim and became a box office hit upon its 2019 release, leading Netflix to buy the exclusive rights for 2 sequels. The first sequel, Knives Out, Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, debuted on Netflix in 2022 with a limited theatrical release and also received positive critical reception. Wake Up Dead Man is led by a star-studded cast and is slated for a 2025 release. According to the industry insider, Jeff Snyder, awesome. The insider, he's freaking amazing. Wake Up Dead Man's budget is 5 times larger than the $40 million budget for Knives Out and Glass Onion, which would put the film's budget at $200 million. Check out Snyder's post below. Yes, Netflix originally spent $469 million to acquire the rights to the Knives Out sequels, and the reported budget of Wake Up Dead Man would nearly be half of what the streaming service had paid for the sequels in the first place. Why is it so expensive? So, It comes as a surprise because they're supposed to be cutting down on it, right? With Glass Onion being one of Netflix's most watched original movies, the streamer made it maybe more lenient with Wake Up Dead Man's budget, with it being than it is with its other projects. So with the cast, we already know that we have this. The other factor is the previous casts were impressive, but Wake Up Dead Man has the most prestigious and expensive cast yet, featuring Daniel Craig, Glenn Close, Mila Kunis, Kerry Washington, Josh Brolin, and Jeremy Renner, Andrew Scott, Kaylee Spaney, and Thomas Hayden Church. That's 9 stars already. With Glass Onion being one of Netflix's most watched original films, the Netflix streamer may be more lenient with Wake Up Dead Man's budget than with its previous films. I think that's way too high. What you should do next? I want to discuss this because this is going to be a second topic. But do you think it's stupid? Do you think it's worth it to put this straight on Netflix for $210 million? They did that with Red Notice. They put it in limited theaters. I mean, very limited theaters. Very limited. But we need to think about this. Well, the next topic is going to be very interesting. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do this. What do you think about Knives Out 3? Do you think it's going to be a massive hit on Netflix? It's obviously going to get a ton of viewers. But do you think that it is going to be a massive hit in theaters? Because I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you surprised that the Knives Out budget is $210 million? Do you think it's worthy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Next up, we're going to go into, should Knives Out 3 go to theaters? Yes, it fucking should. And you want to know why? Let's take a look at this. I'm going to bring up the Glass Onion. The Glass Onion box office, it was only in theaters. It was only in theaters for, I kid you not, that thing came out and it blew everybody away. Because it was only in theaters in limited cinemas for 1 week only. And this movie, in 1 weekend, why is this significant? I'm going to tell you why. 1 weekend and going to Netflix a couple weeks later, Knives Out, Glass Onion Knives Out Mystery made $13.2 million, and domestic opening was $9 million. It did not open to very many theaters. It did not open to very many theaters. Now, why should you do this? Well, let's take a look at this. Because what Red Notice did, I don't even know if they have anything for Red Notice. Red Notice. Let's see. Do they have the... They don't. Because it played in some cinemas. I know it played at my Cinemark about 30 minutes away from me. I don't know why they're not telling the box office for it. I don't know. But I think that's very interesting. Because for this to go and make $9 million when it's already going to be on Netflix 3 weeks later, literally 3 weeks later, that's saying something. That is saying something. So, let's take a look at this, right? Let's take a look at what happened at the box office a couple weekends ago. With how to put this? With major movies. Sorry. With major movies coming out, we had things like The Crow. We had Borderlands. We had other stuff. So let's take a look at this. Borderlands didn't open very well. Borderlands opened at $8.6 million. 8.6. That movie was not coming out on Netflix, on Peacock, on Hulu anytime soon. Now you can rent it and buy it on Fandango at home. $8.6 million. Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, made more money opening weekend than this. But this is even bigger. The Crow 2024 opened to $4.6 million. It doubled. Glass Onion doubled what The Crow did because it has a built-in fan base. You have a built-in fan base. You have, yes, it's coming to Netflix. We can go and see it in theaters. This can be a date night. We feel like we're seeing it early. And guess what? Movies that go to theaters do more business on Netflix. They do better on streaming. We've seen it proven. We have seen this thing proven. So, I think it should go to theaters. Do you think it should go to theaters? Would you go and see? Would you go and see Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery on there? But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I have to take a break, so I will be with you guys in just 1 minute. And we are back. So we're going to go into the comments very, very quickly, and we will be talking about this. Inside Out 2 is a great movie. It is a great movie. I've not seen the first 2 Knives Out movies. I think you should check them out. The first one is very cozy. It's very warm. It's more of like a cozy mystery. You're sitting down in a snowy winter. It's a cold winter night, and you're sitting there in a scarf and a very warm sweater, and you're just reading a mystery novel. That's what it feels like, mixed with a lot of comedy. Lizzie says, I haven't seen the first 2 Knives Out movies either. Oh my god, I need to get you guys to watch these. They're very, very good movies. They're very good. I think most movies should be released in theaters for movie theater experiences. Yes, they should be, because there's nothing like going to the movie theater and sitting down. Yes. Yep. With a theater, with other people, experiencing that. Experiencing something like Avengers Endgame at home is nothing for the first time. Sitting down and seeing it in a theater, the portals open, everybody explodes. Andrew and Toby come out of the portals in Spider-Man No Way Home. Boom. Deadpool and Wolverine. You get Gambit. You get the Cavalry. And you get everybody else. That is phenomenal. Phenomenal. But I think that every movie should be in theaters first before it goes to streaming. And Borderlands is the next movie I want to watch. See, I was going to watch it. I don't want to pay $20 for it. I am going to watch it when it comes out. When it comes out for $5.99, I should say. Or I do have a friend who's going to send me a digital code, so I might just wait for that. Really, a movie called Knives Out is warm and cozy. Yes, it is. It's very warm and cozy. It's very comforting. It has a sit by the fire feel where you're just sitting there and you're just engrossed in it. It's a very great story. I'm going to have to get you guys to watch these movies because they are great movies. I love them. Next up, we're going to go into the next topic, which is going to be a trailer reaction. And that is going to be a trailer reaction for Nightbitch. Nightbitch is a brand new film. It's a brand new film starring Amy Adams. And Amy Adams is one of the biggest stars in the entire world. So, looking at this is going to be very interesting. So, bringing this up, we are going to do that one more time because it already started. Sorry about that. Let's do this. Bring this up. Here we go. So, here comes the Nightbitch trailer reaction. And we're going to watch this together. I have not seen this. I know what the movie's about. But let's take a look at this, shall we? Bring that up here, and here we go.
Do you just love getting to be home with them all the time? Yeah, I do. I love it.
You're an artist, right?
Well, I used to be.
Wow.
But that feels like a lifetime ago. So
Yeah,
totally.
definitely.
We get it. I used to be a stripper.
The before times. Yes.
Nobody in this family can clean their own butts.
No. Oh, that's okay.
If you wake him up, I will rip your throat out.
Okay, for what it's worth. I would kill to stay home with him every day.
Mama fuzzy.
I'm not fuzzy. I just feel off.
Look at my teeth. See how sharp they are?
It's a little bit weird.
Motherhood changes you and connects you to some primal urges.
I feel like I'm stuck.
Make up a plan, draw up a schedule. Happiness is a choice. Happiness is a choice.
I'll try. I'm never going to be smart, happy, or thin ever again. Oh, and I'm pretty sure I'm turning into a doll.
You're so funny.
Do you ever feel like the big secret is that we are gods? We fucking create life. We're so powerful. What the fuck? I could crush a walnut with my vagina. I am a woman. I am an animal. I am Nightbitch.
You're so dirty. Where did you go?
I went for a run.
I think that looks great. I mean, is it going to win Best Picture? Probably not. It's not even the Best Picture conversation. And from what I've heard, this trailer does not show how dark the movie is actually going to be. So I think that looks great. Amy Adams does look fantastic. I did a video, a segment on my show a few weeks ago about can she win this? Because I believe it's at TIFF or some sort of film festival. They're giving her an award, and that award has led to multiple actors the past few years. The past few actors who have won it have gone on to win Best Actor or Best Actress, Supporting Actress, or what have you at that. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let me know your thoughts. Are you excited for Nightbitch? Are you going to see Nightbitch in theaters? Do you think it's going to be a good movie? I think it looks very funny. I also think it's going to be dark because of what I've heard about. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Going into the comments very, very quickly. The before times. Looks interesting. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Lizzie says, oh, this seems like a very cute, funny, feminine rage-filled movie, and I love it. This looks hilarious, Lizzie says. It does. It really, really does. And Sav says, have you seen Lesbian Vampire Killers? I have not seen Lesbian Vampire Killers. I don't think I've ever even heard of the movie, if I'm being completely honest with you. But next up, we're going to go into the next topic. And the next topic is going to be a rundown of all 17 movies that I saw. Well, a ranking video of all 17 movies I saw in the month of August. So we're going to go from the best, no, from the worst to the best. So let's get right into it. This is going to be, if I can come back, this is going to be my August movies ranked. So let's get right into it. Starting off with the bottom of the list, this should be no surprise to anybody. No surprise at all. I'm using my letterbox for this, so let's get right into it. First up, we have The Mousetrap. The Mousetrap, awful film, bad script, good lead, very good lead, interesting idea, should have been handled a little bit better. Dr. Jekyll, a film that is very, very slow, decent performance from Eddie Izzard, should have been a little bit better. Saving Bikini Bottom, the Sandy Cheeks movie, missed opportunity, bad visual effects on the human characters. The script was awful. It was unfunny. It felt like SpongeBob for the first 10-15 minutes, and then just fell off. The Union is a stereotypical action film. Nothing truly awful about it. It's just there's nothing that really speaks to me to want to watch it again. The romance was a little bit forced. You have to do it because it's Mark Wahlberg and Halle Berry. You're not going to take the opportunity to have them on screen and not have them be in a romantic relationship of some kind. Next up is the Hallmark movie, The Heiress and the Handyman. This does premiere in September on Hallmark Channel. It premiered on Hallmark Movies Now in August, so I'm counting it. And I do have a review for this coming up, so I will talk about that next when that review comes. The Magic of Lemon Drops, a subpar Hallmark movie that had interesting idea, just didn't capitalize fully. You can check out You can check out my review for that. Greedy People, decent little comedy here. Not one I'm ever going to watch again, though. Out Come the Wolves. I will have a review of that coming up on this show. My Dreams of You, good idea from Hallmark Channel about going into your dreams and trying to make your dreams happen. Very interesting idea. Jackpot, good action comedy. Just some missed opportunities that should have been handled better. Decent action, very funny. Just not a great film overall. The Supremes Earls All You Can Eat. Good little film here. You can check out my review for that one. Next up is Head Over Heels. I'll give you my review for that one coming up very, very soon. A Costa Rican Wedding is going to be next up. I thought that was a very funny film. Good romantic comedy set in Costa Rica, starring Rhiannon Fish and Christopher Russell. Netflix film Incoming, a teen party comedy that was right at my alley. It gave me the laughs. It gave me the heart. It was only 81 minutes without the end credits. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. Nellie Knows Mysteries, A Fatal Engagement. Very good mystery film. I reviewed that last week. I think I uploaded that review a little bit too late. I want that film to get a lot of views because it's very good. It's one of the better mysteries that Hallmark has done in a good while. And the best movie of the entire month for August for Hallmark was Junebug, but I think that my best time in the theater was Alien Romulus. So I think that Alien Romulus is the best movie of August. And yes, I did not see The Crow. I did not see Harold and the Purple Crayon. I did not see Borderlands because my theater chose to keep Deadpool and Wolverine and Twisters and Alien. Harold and the Purple Crayon wasn't going to earn any money. And it didn't earn any money. Borderlands wasn't going to earn any money. The only movie I regret not seeing in theaters was It Ends With Us. But that is my August movies ranked. And let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. So next up, we're going to go into the very quick topic of taking a look at the fall movie preview. So the fall movie preview looks just like this. And I'm using, first, let me get back to it. I'm going to be using the Box Office Mojo site because I think they do a great job. A great job of showing you what is actually coming out. So let's take a look at this. Box Office Mojo tells me that, of course, Beetlejuice, we already know that. Beetlejuice opens this week, but also A24 film with Brandy Norwood, The Front Room, comes out. Going down here to the 12th, we do have a limited release in theaters, A Fathom Event of God's Not Dead and God We Trust. The 13th, a few wide films. We have The Killer's Game, Am I Racist? Dan, First Encounter, and also the big one is Speak No Evil, followed by a limited release of My Old Ass. I've heard that My Old Ass is a very interesting, good little comedy. I'm looking forward to seeing Speak No Evil. My theater is not going to be getting The Killer's Game. I've seen the Speak No Evil trailer a lot. It's getting a lot of press. I cannot wait to see this film and watch the original as well, because it is based. It's a remake of the foreign language film from a couple of years ago, I think. The 19th, we do have a limited re-release of The Babadook and The Matrix, but Never Let Go is not getting a whole lot of press. That's not going to do very well. It's a drama horror thriller with Halle Berry. Going down here to the big movie of that week is Transformers 1. I will be seeing that. I believe my theater will be getting that, so expect a review for Transformers 1. This trailer is making people cry. Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, the trailer made me bawl. It is an emotional ride. That comes out on September 21st. The 27th, the big movies. Well, the big movie is actually going to be The Wild Robot and Megalopolis do open, but we do have a limited release of a Kate Winslet and Alexander Skarsgård film called Lee, also with Andy Samberg and Andrea Riseborough. And Azrael, a action horror movie with Samara Weaving. Coming down here to October 4th, we do have 2 wide releases. We have Monster Summer. I think that looks fun. I haven't seen a trailer. I know it's just up my alley. But of course, we have Joker Folie à Deux. That's going to be a massive, massive film. It is going to make its budget back. Is it going to be an Oscar player just like the first one? We'll have to see. We are still waiting for the reactions from Venice. So we've already taken a look at that. Coming down here to October 11th, we do have 2 wide releases and 1 limited release. Piece by Piece, an animated film based on the life of Pharrell Williams with music in it. Terrifier 3 will be releasing in limited theaters. And, of course, Saturday Night, about the first night of Saturday Night Live. What happens within that first 90 minutes? All-star cast, I'm hearing it's great. I'm hearing it's very funny. And if you are a My Hero Academia fan, check it out in theaters. My Hero Academia, you're next. Anora opens in limited theaters. That's said to be an Oscar player. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Followed by 2 wide releases with Smile 2, as well as Flight Risk. October 25th, we do have Memoir of a Snail, said to be an animated contender, a Best Animated Feature contender, followed by Nickel Boys, which is said to be fantastic so far, and that's going to be an Oscar player. And Venom: The Last Dance is the big movie of that week, followed by a limited release of Your Monster with Melissa Barrera. I'm very interested in seeing that, and I'm hoping it comes to rent that same exact day. November 1st, we do have the limited release of Conclave, but it does open wide the next week. The first, it doesn't look like we're going to have anything really, really huge opening. It says that Hit Pig is a film coming out, but that's a Viva Pictures film. It's not going to do a whole lot at the box office. It's not massive. Limited releases of A Real Pain, and here is Tom Hanks and Robin Wright. And A Real Pain is Kieran Culkin and Jesse Eisenberg. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Going all the way back up here to November. We will be having October 8th is a big, big week. November is a big month. November 8th is the best Christmas pageant ever. A Christmas family comedy with Conclave opening wide. I don't know if Elevation is going to be anything big, but we will see about that. Andrea Bocelli, 30, The Celebration. I'm guessing that's going to be a concert mixed with a documentary. The 15th, we have a few things going wide. We have Heretic. Heretic is a horror film with Hugh Grant and Sophie Thatcher from A24. Here is going wide, again with Tom Hanks and Robin Wright. And the action comedy Christmas film, Red One, with Chris Evans, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Lucy Liu, and J.K. Simmons. The 22nd, we have Gladiator 2 and Wicked coming out, followed by the next few days, 5 days later, Moana 2 opens. December 6th, The Order is going into limited release. That was going to be an Oscar contender. I haven't heard a lot about it, but I'm looking forward to seeing it eventually. And Y2K is a comedy horror film from A24 starring Jaden Martell and Rachel Zegler. Nightbitch opens in limited release on December 6th, followed by a wide release of a film called Werewolves with a decent cast, Frank Grillo and Lou Diamond Phillips. Finishing out December, and that will be the end of this segment. We're going to go into December and take a quick look here because I still have 4 reviews to do. So, coming down here, we have Kraven the Hunter coming out. I think that looks fun. R-rated, action fun. I'm hoping it's better than both Madam Web and Morbius. White Christmas is going to be a limited release. A Fathom event celebrating its 70th anniversary. The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim goes wide on December 13th. December 20th, both going wide. I don't know why it says limited. I think that Baby Girl is going limited and not wide, but I could be wrong. We have Sonic 3. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 looks fun. Let's try it one more time. Mufasa the Lion King opens wide. Can't wait to see that one. And Baby Girl, the new erotic crime thriller. I believe that's it. With Nicole Kidman, Antonio Banderas, Sophia Wilde, and Harris Dickinson, followed by what comes out Christmas Day. Nosferatu, a a focus features horror film that looks very, very good. I like that trailer. And A Complete Unknown, a Bob Dylan biopic starring Timothy Chalamet and co-starring Elle Fanning and Edward Norton and Boyd Holbrook. So there is the fall movie preview. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What are you excited for? Are you excited for anything coming out then? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. So next up, we're going to go into the reviews I have. And the reviews I have are going to be for Out Come the Wolves, The Good Half, and 2 Hallmark films that I have yet to talk about. So let me bring them up here so I can read you the synopsises. Nope, I can't do that. We're going to go down here. Here we go. And the first review. The first review is going to be for the new horror film, well, action horror film called Out Come the Wolves. Now, Out Come the Wolves is a brand new horror film that is available on VOD and in some theaters right now. This is all about at a cabin deep in the wilderness, a weekend of hunting turns to mayhem and a fight for survival when a pack of wolves attack a man, his female best friend, and her fiance. This is a decent little film. I don't have much to say about this one. It has some decent action in it, a good performance from our lead. I'm not going to try and say her last name, but Missy, who plays Sophie, is very, very good. The script is just not all that intriguing. They should have done a better job of building these characters overall. I wanted more from the actual wolves. I thought it was going to be more of a hunting trip and things going wrong in the woods. I hadn't heard anything about it whatsoever. But a quick little review for Out Come the Wolves. Check it out if you're interested. It's available to rent right now on Amazon Prime and on Fandango. With a better script and a decent performance from our lead, good action, but just a subpar script. I'm going to give this 3 out of 5 stars. Now, the next review is going to be a brand new film starring Nick Jonas and Brittany Snow. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you excited for Out Come the Wolves? Have you seen it? What do you think about it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Next up is my review for The Good Half. Now, The Good Half is a brand new film starring Nick Jonas, Brittany Snow, Matt Walsh, Elizabeth Shue, and David Arquette. This is all about an emotionally distant writer returns to his hometown of Cleveland for his beloved mother's funeral after spending his years successfully avoiding interactions with his high-strung sister, bumbling but well-meaning father, and untrustworthy stepfather. While in town, he forges a new relationship with a charming, eccentric, energetic stranger who pushes him to realize that he can't avoid conflict forever with his family or within himself. This is a good little script, emotionally written. Nick Jonas is fantastic, as is Brittany Snow. These performances are great. I think that you should definitely check this film out. David Arquette isn't in it a lot. It's more about the siblings more than anything because they're grieving together. I think they do a great job of building that relationship as brother and sister. Fantastic chemistry between our two leads here. Fantastic storytelling. I like the costumes here as well. Good score. We do get a little bit of Nick Jonas singing in there. We can't have a film in there without him singing, I guess. I don't think it was needed, but I think that The Good Half is a good little film. It does come out on digital today. Check it out if you're interested. I'm going to give The Good Half 3 out of 5 stars. So next up is So next up, I have a review for 2 Hallmark films. Check out those next. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Did you get to see The Good Half when it premiered in August? In August, as part of the Fathom events. I got a screener for it. I didn't get to see it in a theater at a Fathom event, unfortunately. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below and let me know your thoughts. Next up is going to be my review of the brand new Hallmark film, Head Over Heels. Head Over Heels stars Rebecca Dalton and Olivier Renaud. I have talked about Rebecca Dalton quite a bit this year because she's had 3 films come out so far. How is this one? Let's get right into it. A suburban girl at heart, Addison, or Addie for short, as they call her in the movie, is off to prove herself in the world of high-end fashion footwear, where she lands a life-changing internship at a Upper East Side studio leading up to the star-studded New York Fashion Week. Addison is determined to hold on to her integrity, her family values, while struggling to balance it all and forge a path to success and romance, although she may fall head over heels while trying to make her dreams come true. This is a fantastically cute film. I work in a shoe store. I get what they mean by certain references here about sizing and wideness and how the insole is supposed to be, how the sole is supposed to be. I liked all that. Working in a shoe store, I think I enjoyed this one a little bit more. Rebecca Dalton is very, very cute. Her and Olivier do a fantastic job of building this chemistry. And Olivier, charming dude. Charming dude overall. Really enjoy him. Rebecca Dalton is one of those actresses I think you really need to just pay more attention to her, because she's one of the better Hallmark actors that do multiple films, yes, but she has such a wit about her. She knows what she's doing. She's very on the money. She knows when to be cutesy. She knows how to turn from cutesy and funny to being a serious role, just like, boom, that. But I think this is a very good Hallmark film, one I'm going to highly recommend to you. It doesn't come without its issues. I think that the misunderstanding is a little bit a bit subpar. The boss is a little bit unlikable in the beginning, but the more you get to know her, she actually becomes a nice human. All she's trying to do is build her business. That's all she's trying to do. And she wants to build this business. She wants to be a billionaire, a billion-dollar company, but other companies are trying to beat them out. It's the fashion world. You're trying to get all the big things for New York Fashion Week. But I really enjoyed this film. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What did you think about Head Over Heels? I'm going to give Head Over Heels 3.5 out of 5 stars. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let me know your thoughts. I need a bit of a tea break, and I dropped my phone. A bit of a tea break before we keep going, because I only got one more review and then a couple more segments, and then this show is done. So, next up is going to be my review, and the last review for this show is going to be, The Heiress and the Handyman. Now, The Heiress and the Handyman premiered on Hallmark Movies Now early, and premiered about 2 or 3 weeks early. This one stars Jodie Sweetin and Corey Sevier. After losing her fortune, an heiress, played by Jodie Sweetin, moves to a rural farm where she mistakes her handsome neighbor for the handyman. To live up to her family's legacy, he helps her compete at the county fair with both a pig competition, a pie baking competition, and a lot of other competitions. I am a fair person. I go to the fair quite a bit. I do. And I do enter stuff at the fair. Now, this film has quite a bit to talk about, so let's get right into it. This movie has a lot of issues. What do I think is good about it? Corey Sevier and Jodie Sweetin are very good in this film. The issue is, it is very subpar. Let's get right into it. So, starting off with this, we don't get a whole lot of chemistry between our two stars here, because they don't build it. They don't do a whole lot together. They don't build this chemistry together. They're barely together, and when they are together, it's mostly to help her bake a cake, get into the fair and stuff like that. And we need to talk about this. The big part of this is the ending. The ending where they say, I love you at the very, very end, made me roll my eyes. It was way too quick. It was literally, you've known each other for 3 days, 4 days, maybe even a week. You haven't spent all that much time together on screen, so how do we know you've built that much of a connection? That much of a connection when you haven't even built an on-screen chemistry between the two stars? Sorry. And then the the third act breakup, I'm not going to go into spoilers, but it makes no sense. Why would he want to leave? Why would this guy want to leave when this is his home? He has stuff to do. He has lots of things to do. He has a mortgage. He has this job, this family member here. He has this person, this person, this person. Why would you want to leave just to come with you? This film has a lot wrong with it, but the main issue is there's no chemistry and the ending is very, very poor. So for a Hallmark film, you need a good ending. You do not need to have them say, I love you. That is way too forced. Way too forced. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What did you think? What did you think about The Heiress and the Handyman? I thought this was a mediocre Hallmark film. It does have a couple good elements to it. A funny moment here and there. The pig is very, very cute. I like the realness of the pie baking of it. That's not how my fair does the pie baking, but each fair is different and each judge is different. Each fair is how they do it. It is very different with how they do it. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What did you think about it? I'm going to give The Heiress and the Handyman 2 out of 5 stars. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think of The Heiress and the Handyman? Are you going to watch it when it premieres on a Hallmark channel, or did you watch it early on Hallmark Movies Now? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. So, before we go into the last 3 topics, we're going to go into the comments here. No, we do not. No, we do not. Nope. Nope. Lizzie says, sad about Dr. J and Mousetrap. Those could have been so good. If they were better written and better put together, they definitely could have been better. Excited for Venom. Yes, I'm excited for Venom. I did not like the last one, but I'm looking forward to this one. Sav says, Sonic 3 looks fun. It looks like such a fun movie. It's going to be great. I can't wait to see it. And Lizzie says, I'm also excited for Nosferatu. I think that trailer looks very creepy. The performance is going to be great. I believe it does have Bill Skarsgård, who just played in The Crow, but also as Pennywise, so he knows how to be creepy in a horror film. I'm looking forward to that. I need to watch some Hallmark films. Yes, you do. We will get you to watch some Hallmark films at some point, Sav, very, very soon. So to end this off, we'll be going into the last 4 topics. Sorry, the last 4 topics, and that's going to be Release Rewind, box office results, the Netflix top 10, and what's releasing this week in theaters and on streaming. So let's get right into it. We're going to go into Release Rewind. So Release Rewind looks like this. I only have 8 films. 8 films to talk about this week because not much came out. In all honesty, not much came out in regards to that. So starting off with Release Rewind, we'll be going into what came out in 2014. Well, in 2014, we had, where did you go? Where did it go? There it is. In 2014, we had The Identical. The Identical is not really a beloved film. It's not even that big of a release, but it did come out wide in 2014. And in 2004, we also had a couple films. So in 2014, it was The Identical. 2004, Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair was one that released along with Wicker Park. And that same weekend, we also had Paparazzi. So with Vanity Fair, that opened September 1st, 2004. And September 3rd, 2004, it was Wicker Park and Paparazzi. So there's what released in 2004. And in 1994, there wasn't a lot released, but there were a couple decent little releases here. So going on to 1994, that only one release to talk about, and that is Milk Money. Milk Money is a film I have not seen. I'm very interested in checking that out. I got the DVD at one point, and I think I might still have it. I don't quite know. I think I did forget one film. I think I did forget one film in 2004, didn't I? Yes, I did. In 2004, we also had The Cookout. But besides that, 1994, 1984, nothing came out. So 1994 was Milk Money. 1974 was a little film called Caged Heat. I've not heard of Caged Heat. I cannot wait to check this out. I know it's only 79 minutes, so I might just rent that one to check it out. I can rent it for $1.99. No, $2.99 on Amazon Prime or Fandango at home. might be only $2.99 on Amazon Prime Video. I'm not sure. But there's Release Rewind. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What did you think about that? Does any of these make you feel old? Do you remember when these films came out in theaters? And what do you think about them? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Next up, we're going to go into the box office results. So the box office results for this week are coming to us from, as always, The Numbers. So The Numbers is the site that I use, and not much changed. But a couple things did happen. And we're going to go into that in just a minute. So let's take a look at the box office results. So number one, again, was, of course, Deadpool and Wolverine, earning $15.4 million, though only taking a 16% drop. Alien Romulus, $9.2 million. Twisters going up 27%, earning $7.7 million. Reagan, opening weekend, was $7.6 million. That wasn't going to do massive numbers anyways, but I'm glad it made some money. It Ends With Us only takes a 36% drop, earning $7.4 million. Blink Twice at $4.8 million. The Forge at $4.6 million, despite going into more theaters. Despicable Me 4 is what we need to talk about here, because it has slowly climbed up to $915 million. Can it reach the $1 billion mark this weekend or next weekend? We will see. I'm very interested to see what happens with that. And cracking out the top 10, we have Afraid, only earning $3.6 million. Did not do very well despite opening in 3,000 theaters. Very little marketing, didn't do that much. Coraline, $3.1 million. Still doing very well. And Inside Out 2, I reported on this. Last weekend, but apparently nobody believed me or cared. Inside Out 2 has officially beaten The Lion King as the #1 animated film of all time. So, what did you think about that? What do you think the box office is going to do this weekend? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Next up, we're going to be going into the Netflix top 10. So, the Netflix top 10 is going to be very interesting because we have some changes. We've had some new movies come out. We've had some new movies and some very intriguing changes. So taking a look at the Netflix top 10 for the movies, it looks like this. The Netflix top 10, number 1 is the brand new supernatural horror film called The Deliverance. I was going to watch that, then I saw a still and I heard it was a demonic possession film. Not my type of horror. If that's your thing, that's awesome. I hope you enjoy it. Number 2 is Aloha. I enjoy that romantic comedy with Bradley Cooper and Emma Stone, and I believe Rachel McAdams is in that, I believe. I have to rewatch that one. Sonic the Hedgehog is at number 3. Number 4 is The Union. Number 5, Migration. Number 6, 3:10 to Yuma. I will be watching that this week or next weekend. I have the 4K Steelbook, but since it's on Netflix, I might as well just stream it. Number 7 is Incoming. Very glad that's still doing well. Number 8, Untold Sign Stealer. That is going to be about the Michigan head coach, I believe, and the sign stealing scandal. Being an Ohio State fan, I heard a lot about that on the news. Number 9, Trolls Band Together. And number 10, the Emoji Movie is still there. Let the Emoji Movie have its time, folks. Let it find its fans. Let them have this. And in the Netflix top 10 TV shows, we have Worst Ex Ever at number 1. Number 2, Chestnut and Kabayashi? Kabayashi Unfinished Beef. Yes, I did check out that ending of it where Joey Chestnut ate an insane amount of hot dogs. Number 3 is Chaos. I have not watched that. I was going to. I heard decent things, but they don't think it's going to get a season 2. So I don't know if I'll watch that now. Number 4 is The Accident. Number 5, American Murder, Lacey Peterson. Number 6, Dark Winds. Number 7, Emily in Paris. Number 8, Adam Sandler, Love You. 9, A Discovery of Witches. And number 10, Mayfair Witches. So stay tuned because the Netflix top 10 is always changing. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see what happens in the Netflix top 10. So there's that. And finally, we'll be going into the last topic for this show, and that's going to be what's releasing this week in theaters and on streaming. So let's get right into this. This is coming to us from releases.com. It's a bit of a lighter week overall, which means a lighter week for me. Yes. Let's take a look at this, and this is coming from releases.com. So, the big film of the week is, of course, well, let's bring the movies up. The big film of the week is, of course, going to be Beetlejuice. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I do plan on seeing that on Thursday afternoon at 4 o'clock. At the 4 o'clock screening at my theater. Rebel Ridge is going to be a Netflix action film coming out. I think that's an action film. I'm interested to see that. I'm gonna have to watch the trailer for this. It says it's an action thriller, so we will see. I might do a review of that one if it looks interesting enough. The Front Room A24. I'm not gonna be able to see that until it comes out to streaming, but I will be watching Apollo 13 Survival, a Netflix documentary all about Apollo 13. Don't Turn Out the Lights is coming to VOD. If that's $5.99 or $6.99, I will be renting that along with Cope. We also have Great White Summer. I thought that was a shark horror film. It's not. It's a documentary all about, I think it's about like shark attacks and everything, I think, but I could be wrong. But there's that. Some lower budget films like The Well and Curse of the Sin Eater and Betrayal. The Thickest is coming to limited theaters. Hounds of War is coming to VOD. That one has a big star in it in Frank Grillo along with Robert Patrick. And ending that off, if you are lucky enough to have this in theaters, His Three Daughters is coming to theaters this week, this Friday, and it's going to be releasing on Netflix, I believe, September 20th. So that is everything. Oh, and if you have Mubi, my first film. I might even check this out. A New York Story. I just found out about this film. I'm gonna have to watch a trailer for it. Can't wait to check it out. On Blu-ray and DVD, not much came out this week, but we did have a Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street 4K, along with some other 4Ks, including A League of Their Own, fantastic film, and a few other films. But that is going to be it for this week, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And as always, like and subscribe if you're new. And before we go, I want to look at the comments one more time. Gotta go. Bye-bye. It's awesome. Thank you, Sav, for stopping in here. It's always great to see you. Always great to have Sav here. He's a regular for the channel. Like and subscribe if you're new. And as always, guys, I will see you guys next time because I will have my review of Apollo 13 and potentially Beetlejuice if I go on Thursday night. So until next time, everybody, I will see you guys next time.
So where do you go when the fire is low?